Well, they contacted us, but I didn't feel ready. There was something inside, and even the thought of it made me nervous.
In a world of digital deception and manufactured stars, how did a 19-year-old girl from a small English town become the undisputed voice of the American Christmas? While the industry was obsessed with autotune and viral scandals, Lucy Thomas was engineering a vocal revolution built on pure human perfection. From the televised failure that saved her career to the impossible voice that critics claimed was fake, this is the high-stakes journey of the artist who defeated the AI era. Get ready to witness the blueprint of a legend. The story of how Lucy Thomas conquered America by staying true to the music in the ruthless, high-stakes arena of televised talent competitions. A 2018 elimination from The Voice Kids initially seemed like a crushing, career-ending disaster. However, in the grand theater of destiny, it was actually a providential escape from a corporate prison. By failing on the public stage, Lucy Thomas was shielded from the predatory machinery of major record labels, conglomerates that typically devour young talent, forcing them into restrictive contracts that prioritize short-term viral profits over long-term artistic integrity. While her peers were being molded into generic pop products designed for a fleeting moment of TikTok fame, Lucy remained a free agent of her own creative destiny. This pivotal moment of public rejection became the absolute foundation of her independence. It allowed her to bypass the industry's toxic obsession with manufactured controversy and hypersexualized branding. While her competitors were trapped in legal battles and creative compromises, Lucy was quietly building a sanctuary of vocal purity. This early setback was not just a loss. It was the ultimate strategic liberation that preserved her soul, ensuring that when she finally reached the American stage, her voice was still her own. Defying the gravity of the traditional music establishment, Lucy Thomas chose to align herself with Cavendish Records, a small but fiercely independent label that valued legacy over temporary clicks. This partnership was a direct, unapologetic middle finger to the churn and burn philosophy that defines modern entertainment in 2025. While the giants of the music world were desperately searching for the next algorithmic dance craze, Cavendish focused on the meticulous architecture of a timeless voice. They were not interested in manufacturing a flash-in-the-pan star. They were engineering a vocal powerhouse designed to resonate for generations. This alliance proved to the world that a dedicated team with a singular, high-quality vision could outmaneuver the multi-billion-dollar marketing budgets of the corporate elite. It was a masterclass in patience, strategic branding, proving that true artistry does not require a skyscraper in Manhattan or a massive PR firm to reach the hearts of millions. By choosing the path of independence, Lucy secured her position as a pioneer of the new music economy, proving that in the digital age, substance will always eventually overtake the noise of the mainstream machine. By the dawn of 2025, Lucy's voice had achieved such an impossibly clear resonance that it triggered a unique and dramatic controversy across the digital landscape. Skeptics and cynical critics began to claim that her sound was too perfect to be human, accusing her of using advanced AI-driven digital manipulation to augment her performances. This suspicion, however, backfired with spectacular force. When world-renowned vocal coaches and forensic audio engineers conducted deep-dive analyses of her live recordings, they were met with a shocking reality. The perfection was entirely organic. Her abilities were rooted in a level of breath control and operatic placement usually reserved for seasoned legends of the stage. In an era where every chart-topping hit is micro-edited and stitched together with Autotune, Lucy's raw, natural talent became a revolutionary act of defiance. She didn't just sing, she restored a cynical public's faith in the actual power of the human spirit. In a world saturated with deepfakes and artificial intelligence, Lucy Thomas became the definitive symbol of human authenticity, using her impossible perfection as a shield against the dehumanization of modern music. In a brilliant move of tactical marketing and emotional resonance, the frequent inclusion of her younger sister, Martha, transformed Lucy from a solo performer into a global symbol of family unity. This was not merely a musical collaboration. It was a masterstroke of branding that tapped into a deep-seated American yearning for stability and genuine connection. While the rest of the pop world was courting attention through edgy content and public drama, the Thomas sisters were delivering a stable, clean, and profoundly beautiful alternative. They established a trustworthy brand that families felt comfortable sharing across 3 different generations, from young children to great-grandparents. This strategy turned every new YouTube upload into a major cultural event, creating a safe harbor in the often turbulent waters of the internet. By centering her career on the bond of sisterhood, Lucy didn't just build a fan base, she built a community. The Thomas sisters became a beacon of wholesome excellence, proving that you don't need to be provocative to be popular. They won over the American heartland by showcasing the sheer, unadulterated power of familial love and harmonious grace. To silence the persistent whispers that she was merely a studio creation or a YouTube sensation, Lucy undertook a high-stakes transition in late 2024, securing the starring role in the West End musical Rosie. This was her ultimate trial by fire. Performing live night after night in front of the world's most demanding theatrical critics, she displayed a commanding stage presence and a vocal stamina that left the traditional elite in a state of shock. This successful run was the critical bridge to her massive American breakthrough, as it provided the theatrical grit and professional pedigree needed to be taken seriously as a global powerhouse. She proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that her voice was not a product of studio magic, but a live weapon of immense emotional power that could fill a grand theater without a single digital enhancement. By the time she turned her sights toward the United States holiday market, she possessed the undeniable aura of a true stage veteran. She had survived the crucible of the West End and emerged as a formidable live performer, ready to claim her throne as the world's most reliable and breathtaking vocal talent. As the 2025 holiday season approached, the American music market was suffocating under a wave of overproduced Christmas remixes and edgy holiday tracks that featured unnecessary trap beats and rap interludes. In an act of radical artistic defiance, Lucy Thomas chose the path of pure traditionalism. She refused to modernize the classics, instead insisting on lush, cinematic arrangements that respected the original soul and sanctity of the holiday songbook. This defiance was a massive gamble in an industry obsessed with updating everything for a younger demographic, but it paid off with tectonic impact. While other major stars were desperately trying to be cool or relevant, Lucy was busy being timeless. Her refusal to clutter her tracks with modern gimmicks allowed her crystalline vocals to cut through the holiday noise like a lighthouse in a freezing storm. She understood a fundamental truth that the major labels had forgotten. At Christmas, the human heart doesn't want a vibe, it wants a sanctuary. Her voice provided that sanctuary, delivering the timeless melodies of the season with a clarity and respect that resonated deeply with the American soul. When Lucy's 2025 holiday album was finally released, it triggered an emotional earthquake that rippled across every state in the Union. It was far more than just a collection of holiday songs. It was a psychological anchor for an American audience that felt exhausted by the frantic, fragmented pace of the 21st century. The album became a genuine cultural phenomenon, not because of a multi-million-dollar television ad campaign, but because of a visceral, organic human reaction. It was shared millions of times by everyday people who were craving a return to elegance and simplicity. The album captured the spirit of Christmas past and delivered it into the high-tech present with breathtaking emotional weight. Listeners weren't just playing music, they were experiencing a profound sense of nostalgia and peace. This groundswell of support completely bypassed the traditional industry, gatekeepers, and radio programmers. The American public took it upon themselves to crown Lucy as their new Queen of Christmas, proving that in a world of artificial hype, true beauty still has the power to command the global conversation through the simple act of being shared from one heart to another. The year 2025 will be remembered as the moment AI-generated music began to saturate the airwaves, creating a crisis of authenticity in the arts. In this chaotic environment, Lucy Thomas emerged as the definitive champion of the human spirit. Her career became a living, breathing protest against the uncanny valley of computer-generated creativity. American listeners, increasingly wary of what was real and what was manufactured, flocked to Lucy because her soul was undeniable. She became the gold standard for what a human being can achieve through relentless discipline and raw natural talent. Her success sent a powerful, shivering message to the tech-obsessed music industry. Technology can mimic a melody, but it can never replicate the deep emotional resonance of a heart-led performance. In the existential battle between man and machine, Lucy Thomas was the ultimate victor. She proved that the human voice remains the most sophisticated and moving instrument in existence. Her rise to fame wasn't just a win for a singer, it was a win for humanity, reminding us that no algorithm can ever replace the warmth, the flaws, and the soaring glory of a real person singing from the soul. The saga of Lucy Thomas is far more than just a success story. It is a radical new blueprint for the future of the independent music industry. She has demonstrated conclusively that total cultural domination no longer requires the permission of major label executives or the sacrifice of one's personal values. Her journey from a small town in England to the pinnacle of the American holiday charts is a roadmap for every aspiring artist who refuses to sell their soul for a shot at fame. By utilizing digital platforms to build a direct, unmediated relationship with her audience, she created a loyal global community that no corporate entity could ever hope to dismantle. Lucy's success proves that the old gatekeepers have lost their grip on the keys to the kingdom. The power now belongs to those who possess the courage to remain independent and the sheer talent to back it up in a hyper-competitive market. She has shown the world that you can build an empire on a foundation of grace, integrity, and vocal excellence, forever changing the rules of how a star is born in the modern age. Ultimately, the coronation of Lucy Thomas as America's favorite Christmas voice in 2025 marks a tectonic shift in our global cultural priorities. We are witnessing a massive collective retreat from the shallow, transient trends of the last decade and a return to valuing substance, grace, and enduring talent. Lucy did not just win a spot on a chart, she won a battle for the soul of popular music. Her legacy serves as a permanent reminder that while viral moments are fleeting and forgotten in a week, a perfect voice is eternal. As the 2025 holiday season comes to a close, Lucy Thomas stands as a brilliant beacon of hope for the future of entertainment. A future where talent is the only currency that truly matters and where the quality of a single pure note can still silence the chaos of the world. She is not merely a singer. She is the new standard of excellence for a generation that is finally ready to stop looking at the screen and start listening to the heart. Her story is a testament to the fact that the most powerful thing in the world is still a beautiful song, sung perfectly by a person who truly means it.